Soy, the final frontier. I'm Comrade Britt.
And I am Pat's Brain. These are the voyages of the starship USS Martin Short, our ongoing mission.
To explore old Star Trek episodes, both cringe and extra fucking cringe, and to boldly go
To steal the cerebral cortex.
Soy Trek the podcast is here.
Soy Trek, one half vegan, one half queer. 100% communist, unless we have a less leftist guest.
Patrick and Britton
Talking, joking, farting, and shitting all about Star Trek. Like our buttholes, the show is wrecked. Soy Trek the podcast is here. So listen to Soy Trek right in your ears.
Welcome to the bridge.
Welcome.
How are you?
I am doing great. How are you, Britt?
I'm doing well. What's with the voice?
I don't know. Just doing a voice.
Yeah, it was definitely a voice. I'm not sure what that was supposed to be.
It's my very suave voice.
Well, that was very suave. Is this a new character you have going?
Yeah, why not?
This is Patrick Suave.
Patrico Suave.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrico Suave.
I'm here to have sex with you.
But at least with your ears for the time being. Because you are listening to my sounds and my words.
Ear sex.
Yeah.
Tell us more about ear sex. I mean, it's umox.
Yeah, it's umox.
Yeah, it's umox. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine, like, our podcast, though, would be, like, anti-umox to a Ferengi.
Yeah. Oh, no. Like, I mean, people crash their cars listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
People don't masturbate to this podcast, I don't think.
No.
No, I hope not. I mean, it's a horny podcast, but not in the way that it's like, damn, I gotta whip my dick out because they're talking about stuff I'm interested in. It's always like,
Yeah, there's no Howard Stern private parts moment.
No, definitely not.
Who was sitting on the speaker?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a sexual awakening. Mm-hmm. In that, like, you're like, you awaken and you're like, I guess I don't want to have sex anymore forever.
I guess I'm celibate now.
I guess I'm good. We're what made Prince celibate before he died.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of being hunted by his fans.
Yeah, and his family.
His family.
Thankfully, they're all in Minnesota, so they're very confused about a lot of things.
Yeah. They never left Minnesota.
They're stuck.
Yeah.
They're stuck in the snow.
They never left the cool rivers of Lake Minnetonka. Cleanse yourself.
Indeed. What's going on?
You know.
Yeah.
Watching Star Trek.
Yeah. Is that it? Oh,
yeah.
you took a vacation recently. Where'd you go?
Went to the peninsula.
The Washington State Peninsula.
Yeah, Washington State Peninsula.
Cool. What'd you do up there?
Me and my friend from the East Coast, we just looked at all the sights and sounds.
Mm-hmm. You looked at the sounds?
Oh, I didn't see the sounds.
No, you did. You definitely saw some bodies of water on an archipelago, which is what a sound is.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Or a peninsula or an archipelago.
Saw some sea stacks.
Mm-hmm.
Also, strangely enough, I went by I was walking by a antique store in Port Angeles, and I was like, there's Star Trek in there.
Yeah.
I just had a feeling. Go in, 3 Cisco dolls.
Yeah, and you brought one to me. Very kind of you.
Yeah. I was just like, this is incredible. How is this possible that I knew that Star Trek was in this place?
Because you got your mind on Trek, brother.
I do. I was just like, but I had the feeling. I got the sense when I passed by it. I was just like, I think it's like something that we just develop after time, just like that 6th Star Trek sense.
Yeah, the Deep Space Ninth sense.
This Deep Space Ninth sense. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that, dog.
I was glad to save them and give them a good home. One where they're appreciated.
Yeah. Hey, we have a Patreon.
Oh, it's true.
That's why we don't have ads anymore,
Oh, yeah.
which is pretty cool because people pay us for doing this, which is very kind of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps us do stuff like get this brand new soundboard that allows me
to do this. Oh my god. It's amazing. We sound like demons. Okay.
We can also take a trip into a cave.
Oh, we've gone deep into the cape.
It's. I think we're to the poop.
Also, this sounds like the Zardoz voice. Zardoz speaks to you. The gun is good.
The god is good.
The penis is evil.
The penis is evil. Yeah. So, we're having fun over here.
Yeah.
But people on Patreon, if you pay $5 or more a month, by the way, it starts out at $2 a month. Super cheap. $24 a year. That's a great deal for all this content, because what you get is you get all of the episodes all at once when I'm done making them. So like probably tonight I'm going to upload these episodes. Everyone else will get them distribute throughout the week, so they can't binge unless they save it up till a week afterwards. And by then that information's gone, baby.
That information.
Whatever we said was a lie, so that information is just like on that podcast and nowhere else.
My memory is usually wiped clean by the end.
Yeah,
I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, no, straight up, like people will come at me all the time on like Instagram and stuff and be like, "Oh, I was listening to your podcast. This bit was so fucking funny," and I'm like, I don't know. And it's from like 2 weeks ago. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, cool.
We switch consciousnesses with elder beings from another time.
I just smoke weed.
You just smoke weed.
Yeah,
my body, like my consciousness is backwards through time, and I am controlling like a half plant sort of like monster.
Yeah.
And that half plant monster is in my body, talking on the podcast. So I don't have any memory of what he did while inside my body. It's a complete mystery to me.
Interesting. This half plant monster.
Yeah.
This half plant monster's inside you. You say.
Yes.
So he's topping you.
Yes.
Weird.
Well, I don't even know what's happening because I am in his realm.
Does he have like veiny tentacles or what's...
Yeah, he's like they grow sort of like a plant would, like they're completely symmetrical.
Sure.
And so while I'm back in that time, I'm commanded to write my experiences into a book by the other plant monsters. And
you're like, I can't read.
I can't read. They're like, oh. Why do you think I do a podcast?
Only talking.
So I mostly just draw pictures of like flowers and like animals, and they just they just sigh. At least I think it's sighing. They have a completely different physiology than me, and they just look at it and they're just like, oh, God, whatever. And then like, all right, podcast is over. Go back to your own body. And then I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll drive home now. Several hours have passed. Yeah.
This is like a Guillermo del Toro nightmare.
Yeah.
Interesting. So maybe you should start paying me for therapy. Because I feel like this is information that should go to a paid professional.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those. But so for $5 a month or more on the Patreon at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs, we say thank you to people just like Dylan Lance, Ian Killia, Nick Savard, Jordan Hale, David Craning, Seitz, Cappies, D. Gursky, Eric in South Slope, Jor Moore, Tim Wilkinson, Ethan Adams, Kyle Simmons, PJ Hale, Shane Sawyer, Gillian McCrary, SFC Punk, King Penumbra, Roberto Molina, 7 of 9, James Hartman, Anna Conklin, Iggy, Electric Baphomet, Joe DeVideo, and Jonah Hearn.
Hells yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And also, if you're listening, go to soytrek.com, buy some merch from us.
Yeah.
We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That always helps out. It's a nice supplemental income from a life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To pay off all of your fines and
and my lawyer for
the sex offender registry list.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that and it's like if you could just go a week without a new like charge.
Yeah.
Like That would be great.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
So
just,
I have charges like a credit card, baby.
there's so many charges that you call you credit card.
Yeah, that's what they call me down at the
Sex offender registry list office, baby.
They're like, Brett, for the last time, you can't sign your name like that. You have to sign your legal name, the one that's on your license.
Yeah.
And you're just like, credit card. Just build credit card, baby.
First name credit, last name card.
You should just change that to your legal name.
Credit card would be a sick name, actually.
It would be, yeah.
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 Or be like, hey, baby, can I swipe it? Because I'm a credit card. What's up?
Be a good rap name.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. I feel like MasterCard would be a lot cooler.
Oh, yeah,
something like that.
MasterCard, yeah.
Although they'd probably do some legal things about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Find out when you get there. Life's a journey.
Life is a journey to the sex offender registry list, baby. So also a couple other tiers in the Patreon there. $10 or more a month. You get access to my my media server.
The Media Dungeon.
Which is on Plex, which is a streaming app a lot like Netflix or Hulu, anything like that. And it's just a private server full of about 17,000 films, which is more than almost every of the streaming services combined.
Yeah. I watched Cobweb on there recently.
Which one's that? I don't think I've seen that.
It's a new like horror movie. Apparently, Red Letter Media really recommended it.
Okay.
It has what's her face? Oh, what's her goddamn? I can't remember it. But it has the guy who plays Homelander in it.
Okay.
It also has the one woman, Lizzie Kaplan. She's in it.
Okay, I like Lizzie.
Yeah, like it's funny. Like they play like really controlling parents over like this little boy who's hearing somebody in the walls. And
Ooh, I love creatures in the walls things, or like the people under the stairs.
yeah, people under the stairs. They do kind of. Does feel like they're kind of doing like almost a modern day people under the stairs type couple.
Okay.
Like
okay.
Homelander and Lizzie Kaplan. That
Okay.
are doing.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some creepy moments, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it.
Cool.
Yeah, Cobweb's up on there, so
Nice.
give it a
Nice.
shot.
And I just got all of.
According to Jim, starring James Belushi, baby.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like how he's just fully dedicated his life now to just growing weed. Like, I feel that's like the most noble thing a celebrity can do.
Well, he's like doing a brand of weed too, so he's like, that's not that noble.
Yeah,
He's being real capitalist about
he's
weed.
being very capitalist. Yeah.
But at least he's like really pro weed.
he's not committing rapes like
Yeah.
Danny Masterson.
Right. Who just got 30 fucking years in prison.
Yeah.
Which rocks.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing that he actually faced consequences.
I know. Consequences for actions, like, and rape is like one of the most heinous crimes.
Yeah.
And like,
And it's typically not prosecuted.
and especially since he was a repeat offender, it wasn't like obviously just like a misunderstanding or anything. And
Yeah, he's a serial rapist.
yeah, he's a serial rapist. He deserves real penalties. And although I'm like a prison abolitionist, we do need very, small centralized places for the worst fucking people. And the worst fucking people are people who abuse power and people who are violent towards others. And that is both of those things.
And he has the money to also skirt responsibility.
And the connections through Scientology, which is how he avoided consequences for so long.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these women were in Scientology, and they basically signed away their rights when they joined Scientology.
And you know who wrote him letters of support to the judge?
Who's that?
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, saying that he's a responsible young man and he shouldn't, and putting him in jail would be bad.
Yikes!
Yeah. So yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a motherfucking bummer, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fuck the rich in general. Like,
Yeah.
and Ashton Kutcher is absurdly rich. He's made a lot of really good investments and stuff.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of money, and he's
Also supported a thing about like missing and abused children.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like,
and then
bro, your best friend's going around abusing women.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, fuck the rich.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah. Yeah, that 70s show. Your thoughts?
I was never that big of a fan.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I love Kurtwood Smith.
Yeah, Kurtwood Smith is amazing.
And the wife, too. The mom, also pretty good in the show.
Yeah.
I didn't ever really like any of the kids so much.
Yeah. I think Topher Grace is probably like the
standout.
The standout, especially like, and also the one that's basically escaped any sort of like post 70s show like controversy, because you have like the Scientologists, the creeps like Wilmer Wildermann and
Wilder Valderrama,
and
who apparently has an 8-inch penis.
Really? Good for him.
From what I've read online.
Oh.
Yeah. Got a big old dick.
Oh, good for him.
Wilder Valderrama hanging some dong. Wilder Valderrama hanging some dong.
Oh. That should be his theme song.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go propose it to him and propose to him at the same time. Yeah. We gonna have sex.
Oh yeah.
We gonna have sex. Me and Wilder Valderrama gonna suck his 8-inch dick.
I hope so. I'm manifesting that for you.
Yeah.
I'm sending good vibes.
Nah, I don't really want to. I don't. Yeah. I'm not usually into cis guys. I don't know.
There's all right, then vibes retracted.
Yeah, like there's some twinks that I'm just like, yeah, that one. But it's kind of rare. So cis guy is not who I usually end up dating and hooking up with. Oh. Yeah. Is that good to know for you?
No, not for me. But I don't know.
If you ever want to hook me up with a twink or something.
Yeah. Give you a good twink recommendation.
Yeah, if you got any cool twinks working at the sweating and heat shop that you work at.
I don't.
Yeah. I didn't think you did. I feel like that's not generally the type of person who works there.
No.
And like lifts metal and like constructs dumpsters all day.
Yeah, we're all just like very hairy, scary looking guys that are just like one bad day from just walking right into the ocean.
I feel like you you fully described yourself, but also an entire class of people.
Yeah.
That was very eloquent. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. So let's get into the episode here now that we've burnt 17 minutes of everybody's time.
Sorry, y'all.
No, let's not worry about it. I'm just avoiding this episode because it sucked. So today we watched Spock's Brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the title. It's so creative.
Yeah, this is like an infamous episode in the Star Trek universe, and is seen largely as like one of the worst episodes of the series in Star Trek overall.
Yeah, and actually, like, it reminded me, like, I was like, oh yeah, rewatching it, I was just like, oh yeah, this is basically beyond where suffering cannot take us, almost. In a sense.
Yeah.
But where Strange New Worlds did that concept much better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Much better executed.
Yeah.
So, let's jump right into it. So, Spock's Brain was from the original series, of course, being that it had Spock.
Yeah.
It was episode 6 of season 3, and there was a lot of the original staff from the first 2 seasons kind of made an exodus, largely, between seasons 2 and 3, and even some, like, before that. But inasmuch, like, they also got their budget completely slashed between seasons, and there was pressure on them to make more horror kind of based and like comedy based episodes.
Interesting.
And so this is very kind of indicative of that era of Star Trek. It was released on the 20th of September, 1968. And then it was remastered in 2007. It's the 62nd of 80 episodes produced for TOS, but it was aired 56th. So it was one of the later, it was basically the first episode they filmed in the season, but it was released 6th in the season.
Okay.
Yeah. This one was written by Lee Cronin, which is the pseudonym of Gene L. Kuhn, who's the producer who replaced John D.L. Black after he left. And it is directed by Mark Daniels, who is a Desilu director who directed the first 38 episodes of I Love Lucy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? So, we open on the bridge. The USS Enterprise is following an ion drive vessel. Suddenly, a woman from the ship transports onto the bridge in this green haze. And at first, I'm like, is that an Orion who just turned into a regular woman? Mm-hmm. But it was just a woman.
Yeah, not anything, nothing really creative about her look as an alien.
No, she had like a shiny dress.
Yeah, she had a shiny dress, and it was like, all right.
Yeah, they were obviously, suffering from budget cuts here, so their aliens were just humans, basically.
Yeah.
So, the woman arrives on the bridge, and Kirk introduces himself. A security team arrives, and the woman makes the entire ship's crew suddenly pass out with a device. She walks among the crew before stopping at Spock.
Also, I don't know if you noticed how, when Kirk passed out, he was just like booty out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was bottom out, man.
Yeah. He made sure to collapse with his ass, just like clenching, like he's just showing off those cheeks.
Yeah. Right. Which is bold move.
Bold move.
Yeah.
It's
very, very. It's Shatner though.
Yeah. I was, I mean, he's like,
he's caked up.
He's in good shape at this
point.
Caked
up.
Yeah, he wanted to show off that cake.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was like, "You want a slice? You want a slice of this?"
Oops, I'm already cut it down the middle.
Cool. So, the woman stops at Spock and she presses her hand against his head, and it does the most ridiculous zoom I've seen since like kung fu films.
Yeah,
it's very bad and like off-centered and suddenly moves, and it goes da da da. Opening credits 3:05.
Yeah.
When the crew awakens, they find that Spock is missing from the bridge. Dr. McCoy urgently calls Captain Kirk down to sickbay, where he finds Spock on a bio bed. McCoy struggles to explain that somehow Spock's brain has been surgically removed, leaving the body alive but on full life support. Kirk proposes to find Spock's brain because he thinks Spock is dying, but McCoy warns that the unique properties of Vulcan physiology give them only 24 hours to reintegrate it into the science officer's body. So we got 24 hours or Spock is motherfucking dead, which is interesting that his body can just keep on going.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Terry Schiavo. Just like have him on, just have like a machine running his vital organs, and so like they make sure that they're still operating. And as long as those are operating, he doesn't need a brain.
Right.
And there's like babies that are born without brains that can like live for like a day and then they end up dying. Right,
or like a chicken with its head cut off. There was that famous one that lived for like months.
Yeah.
And the guy fed it with like a dropper into his neck.
Yeah.
That sounds so terrifying, man.
Yeah, I don't think I could look at it. It would give me nightmares.
Yeah, imagine being that chicken.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, would that be like just like constant pain or just like constant bliss until you die?
Yeah, that's why I kind of wondered, because like the brain's separated, so maybe it's not even suffering pain. Mm-hmm. Like it's not even aware.
Yeah, just like part of the spinal column was still intact, and like enough of that was like part of brain or something for it to just keep going.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I know there was like during like the French Revolution, like there was a person who was like wondering how long a human body is conscious after the head gets cut off, and like it eventually became his time to get his head cut off. So he worked out a system of blinks, like to communicate with his.
I've heard about this, and it didn't work. I remember.
I think the guy couldn't see his body or something, or his
bummer.
head. Yeah, so. Won't know, but yeah, he's just like, all right, well, I'm gonna communicate with you with blinks and show you how long I live after my head's cut off. So
that's wild.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to show his dedication to the
science. Yeah, right. And it's like, I'm gonna die, but like, even after I die, I'm going to contribute to the research.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking sick, man.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's a Spock move right there.
That's
something
move.
Spock would do.
Yeah.
Jim, they're gonna kill me, but I have an experiment for you. So the Enterprise uses most of the 24 hours up, following an ion trail to the Sigma Draconis system. Chekhov places a schematic of the planet on the view screen, pointing out that there are 3 Class M planets. And Kirk is kind of like being a bully boss here.
Yeah.
He's like kind of being a dick to everybody and just being too curt about everything just because he's mad that his girlfriend had her brain taken out.
Yeah, he's being very pissy.
Yes. Very pissy. Very, where's my girlfriend about it? So with only 8 hours remaining to save Spock, Kirk has time to visit only one of the 3 planets before Spock's body expires. So he holds an informal staff meeting on the bridge with Chekhov, Sulu, and Uhura to arrive at a decision. None of them seem capable of supporting interstellar flight, but Uhura finds a large, rectangular energy pulsations on an otherwise glaciated and pre-industrial Sigma Draconis 6. The unlikely world thus becomes Kirk's destination. Chekhov asks, a hunch? And he goes, yeah, a hunch. If he's wrong, though, Spock gonna die. Girlfriend gonna die.
Girlfriend gonna die.
Don't kill your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Don't kill your girlfriend. Nobody listening to this podcast should kill their girlfriend.
Yeah. Soy Trek is an anti-kill your girlfriend podcast.
You know what? That's what we should put instead of Marxist is anti-kill your girlfriend, pro-fuck your dad. fuck her dad. Fuck her dad. Kill your girlfriend, fuck her dad.
No, I think you got it backwards.
No, don't kill your girlfriend, but do fuck her dad.
Okay, I mean, you're getting there.
I think you're not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I'm on another level, dog. I'm on another level.
You are? I've got the high ground, Anakin.
Yeah. So, a away team consisting of Kirk, Chekhov, Scotty, and 2 security officers beam down to the frigid surface of the planet. They detect 5 large, primitive male humanoids. Kirk's landing party prepares as the natives approach. The natives throw rocks and clubs at them that are obviously like made out of styrofoam, and Kirk phasers one of them who falls stunned.
Yeah.
And it's a real bad special effect of like the whole screen turning green.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, it looked really bad.
Yeah, and I do like how they're supposed to be like so much larger than normal humans.
Yeah, but it was just like a guy who was like 5'10".
Yeah, I know. I was just like, okay, these guys are just like 6 foot and over.
Yeah,
like they're just
maybe.
Maybe. And just like I felt like if they had like, because I felt like wasn't like
actors are all wee folk though.
Yeah,
that's the thing people don't realize is like, I don't know, like some people are listed as things that I know they're not. Like. Yeah. Obviously, like the tallest person on Strange New Worlds is got to be Ethan Peck, right?
Yeah.
And he's listed at 6'1", but there's a lot of things listing. Anson Mount is 6'1" as well, and I'm like, no, there's no way he's as tall as Ethan Peck. Like I've seen them together too many times. There's no fucking way.
That's interesting. Oh, they're counting hair.
Yeah, okay. If they count hair, then you could make a case because there's a good like 2.5 inches on there. Like he's got as much hair as I have forehead. He's lucky there.
Yeah.
Goddamn Italians.
I was thinking like because wasn't like Wilt Chamberlain doing acting roles at this point, or am I wrong? That was not till the 70s.
I'm not sure.
I feel like he probably would have been like a really good tall human that they could have used for to really show off like, oh yeah, these are.
Or
like,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Wilt Chamberlain was too busy plowing his way through like 5,000 women.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I don't know basketball history that well.
Oh, I know that Wilt Chamberlain famously fucked like 5,000 women.
Yeah, he did.
He's like
Genghis Khan. He probably has populated like a majority of the current U.S. population right now.
Yeah, like I'd be willing to bet like probably a third of the NBA actually descended from him at this moment. Their entire roster.
Yeah.
So the one caveman guy falls down stunned. The others retreat. The stunned Morg is confused because Kirk and Scott do not seem like quote-unquote the others, whom he describes as being the givers of both pain and delight.
In pleasure.
Yeah. Which is, we know what that is.
Yeah, and we really don't get to see that pleasure, really.
Yeah, I wish we got to see them be dominatrixes like we know they are, because that's what pain and delight is all about.
Yeah, I was guessing like, oh yeah, it's probably because they can only imply to the pleasure that they get, like because it doesn't actually show anything pleasurable happen to them. They're just like cavemen.
So Kirk then asks Morg where their women are, because they've only seen men, and he's very confused, and he's like,
I'm gay.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know where the women are. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Like,
wow, but you know, we do see someone. I'm like, mother.
Yeah. So Kirk is puzzled because the Morg doesn't understand what female or woman means, or to have a mate even. And he only has a concept of the others who bring pain and delight. So Chekhov finds evidence of an underground city with his tricorder. Scotty finds food and weapons stored in a cave, but Kirk discovers that are obviously like beyond the Morg's capabilities. But Kirk discovers a sensor and surmises that the cave is a trap that the aliens used to capture the male natives. McCoy beams down with Spock, who he has fitted with a remote control device to substitute for his brain. And there's like this big zoom in on Spock, and it's like dun 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 dun, and it's like, yeah, it's going for a thing, and it's cheesy.
I wonder if this is where Jeffrey Dahmer got the idea for his.
Oh yeah, because he wanted to do that. He wanted to like reach into someone's brain and control them.
Yeah, he wanted just like a living love slave. He could have, like a brainless love slave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Living love slave.
So I think we can blame Spock's brain for Jeffrey Dahmer.
You're probably not wrong, actually. Yeah. I'd entertain this theory. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So, McCoy and Spock go with Kirk, and they allow themselves to be captured. Chekhov and the Enterprise security officers remain above ground, and Chekhov uses his phaser to heat a rock to help them stay warm in one of the most filler scenes I've ever seen.
I know. It's completely unnecessary, and they don't do anything. They're just like...
It's not like a Chekhov's gun where it comes into any use later. He's just like, well, as long as we're here, we might as well stay warm.
I don't even think they pick them up at the end.
Yeah, I don't remember them doing that. I mean, they could have just beamed back separately.
Yeah, but we don't see Chekhov like come back again.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
like, and it's just like, yeah, he's just like.
It's the worst B plot on top of an A plot that sucks.
Yeah, and I do like how fast he gives up. They're like, well, we're not getting into there. All right, heat up rock now.
Yeah. So, in the underground city, Spock. Or, I guess, remote control Spock, Kirk, and Bones,
sex slave Spock,
encounter Luma, who's one of the others, a race of beautiful females, the Imorg. So the others are called the Imorg, or Emorg, who live in comfort below the surface of the planet, but have the minds of children. They're simple.
Yeah.
They're simple girls.
Simple Jack.
Yep. Captain Kirk finds that he is able to establish contact with Spock's brain by using his communicator, and it speaks to him.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Spock reports that he is well, but he does not know where he is. They find that the woman they saw on board the Enterprise immediately before Spock's brain was removed, who renders them unconscious by pressing a button on a device located on her wrist that she used earlier to knock everybody out. They are then taken prisoner and given belts.
Yeah, it looks a lot like those force field belts that they wore in the animated series and never wore again.
Yeah, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So I think about those force field belts like every day, man. I want one of them, man, so bad.
It's able to regulate oxygen, temperature, everything. Like, why not make that have everyone wear those all the time?
Yeah, right.
Like people get like that way. When people get sucked out into space, they can just hit the belt real quick and they'd be fine.
100%. You're totally right. It's nuts. So when the landing party comes to, they find they have been outfitted with silver belts that have large, round green devices in the middle. Kirk demands to know what has happened to Spock's brain, but the Imorg do not understand what a brain or what the Enterprise even is. Finally, they understand what a brain is when they talk about the controller. They keep on saying the controller. And obviously, they're talking about Spock's motherfucking brain.
Spock's brain.
Spock's brain, given brain.
He's hanging brain.
Spock's brain in the membrane.
Spock's brain in the brain!
So it seems that these women have somehow connected Spock's brain into their computer, and that his brain is responsible for running their entire society underground. Have you seen Silo at all, the show?
No, I haven't. I don't have Apple TV.
Oh, it's on the server.
Oh, is it? Shit,
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that when I get home then.
Yeah, I watched the first season. It's really good. I'd highly recommend. I think you'd like it.
I would, yeah.
It's like this, done well. Yeah.
His brains.
Yeah, it's just the entire thing is about a brain controlling a silo. Not really.
Yeah, isn't that also
It's not
that
at
Voyager
all.
episode where they take the brains to power their thing?
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
the neural networks, can be powered by brains.
It was Voyager, right?
I think.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Like they get their they get that's right because they had to get offer for ship repairs or something.
Yeah. So it seems the women have connected Spock's brain to their computer, and it's running their society. Because they, as a race, have long forgotten how to take care of themselves. So this has been happening for, their entire lives and probably generations back.
It's like Idiocracy.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we're in any danger of this happening to our society or anything. So this isn't like oppression episode or anything like that. There's always going to be experts to run things because knowledge is passed and learned pretty well. We do lose some things to history, and we're losing languages to history and stuff right now. But
I don't know. We have people drinking borax now.
This is thinning the herd. This is these people aren't going to be winning Nobel Prizes anyway, Pat. No. Oh, they're not going to be making incredible Star Trek podcasts anyway, Pat.
The thing that enhances my laundry and kills ants should definitely be drinking.
It cleans you out.
It cleans you out.
Yeah.
It improves your brain power.
Your brain thing.
Your brain thing.
Your brain things. It's got mushrooms. So and this also explains why they are kind of childlike in the society. And although it's I don't really like this at all because fucking Kirk and all the men are very dismissive of them because they have this lost knowledge and that they don't really understand. And it comes off pretty misogynistic. Yeah. Because the others are literally othered, and they're women, and they're made another class, all of whom are dumb comparatively to the men who come down to the planet. It would have made a lot more sense, I think, if they would have brought maybe a couple of women in the landing party. Yeah. And they could have had more interaction with them. And because just these two guys, Bones and Kirk, fucking being you don't understand fucking anything. Yeah. To these women, I was just this is kind of misogynistic.
And they don't say it. They don't really say that shit to the cavemen on the top.
They don't, even though they're what? I don't get it. You don't understand woman, and they don't belittle them or anything. Where I'd be what? Are you dumb? You don't understand what a woman is? You don't understand a mate? Yeah. How do you think reproduction happens, guy?
How does reproduction happen? I guess they are when they...
Well, because the women come from below and steal the cavemen for fucking pain and pleasure. So they do tests on them and they fuck them. Okay. And so that's how they keep reproducing, obviously, I think. Yeah. That's my headcanon. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they're just oop, it's a man. They put it into a tube and shoot it to the surface. Give him his first. Yeah, that would be interesting. How society would also just would evolve, because then if the baby's up there from a very young age, does that mean more men, the cavemen, would have some more nurturing roles where they would
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they'd have to be maternal. Yeah. To balance that out, and
produce milk.
Yeah,
caveman milk.
A family can be 10 cave dads.
Family can be 10 cave dads. Yeah. They're not the dads, but they're the stepdads that stood up.
So, having been left alone, McCoy, Scotty, and Kirk incapacitate the guards guarding them. Kirk speaks to Spock's brain using a communicator. They inform him that his brain has been removed and it is being used as some part of a controller. Spock reports that he has a body that stretches into infinity, which is the sickest line in this entire thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and Kirk's like, maybe you just don't know where your body is. And his medulla oblongata, Spock's medulla oblongata, seems to be breathing, pumping blood, and maintaining its own temperature. Cool. Spock suggests that the intent to restore his brain might be impractical. He would trust McCoy to remove a splinter or lance or boil, but the knowledge to replace a brain does not exist in that universe, so he says. And Bones is pretty broken up about this. He's like, if they can take a brain out, they can put her back in. God damn it, the sons of bitches.
Plus, I like the how he's just basically insulting Bones, just being like, yeah, I'd trust you to pull a splinter or lance a boil, like that.
Yeah, but surgery, especially brain surgery, are you fucking crazy? Get the fuck out of here, old man.
It's like the very minor things that he considers McCoy to be an expert in, just like stuff that like most people do in their own time.
Yeah, thanks, doctor. I trust you with a Band-Aid, but not a scalpel.
Maybe you got off the cocaine.
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, like
I see your hands shaking again, doctor.
Shaky hands, McCoy.
Yeah.
or Jelly Bones McCoy.
That's why they call him Bones. Yeah.
He's like his bones. He's just like his hands are just like liquid, just like
old Butterfinger Bones over there.
Old Butter Bones.
Yeah. So, where are we here? So Spock insults McCoy. Bones instructs Spock to send out a signal so they may find where he's being kept, and Spock complies. Kirk does. As they make their way back to the chamber, Kirk asks about the belts on them. Spock accesses the information in the database and says one must press a red button on the bracelet that the woman has in order to release the belts. They enter the chamber where Spock's brain is kept, but an iMorg is in the chamber and activates the pain belt. Which I've one right there.
Oh, you have a pain belt?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
I mean, it's a pain, and what was the other word?
Delight.
Delight, yeah, there you go. It's a pain and delight belt. Mostly delight.
Well, that's good.
I like delight more than pain. It's better to give that to people. It's a better... Yeah,
that's kind of how my belt is. Like, it gives me pain because it's like so tight and chafe and like hurts me. But then it gives me delight that it keeps my pants up and it keeps me from exposing my butthole.
And getting on the
Sex offender registry.
Baby. So, Kirk uses the remote control device to use Spock's body to grab Kara's red bracelet that she presses and press the red button, releasing the pain belts. With the crew,
it is funny. He just like uses him like a remote control car.
Yeah. It is funny because they and it doesn't make any sense either because they have like a little remote with like 2 rows of like 5 buttons.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to do directional anything with that? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like, so that not only controls his direction, but it also controls his, like, how he manipulates, how he handles things.
Right,
so
right.
So there's obviously, like, a button for grab, and I don't know, like, this kind of reminds me of just, like, operating the welding robot at my job. Like, it is such a pain in the motherfucking ass.
Yeah.
To replace, like, if it gets out of like whack, like we have these manual controls, and controlling that thing fucking sucks.
Yeah,
like it's very complicated just to like have it go in the right direction. But these controls, he's able to like control the height and the grip strength of Spock's hands and everything else, which is very interesting. But
it is.
You're not supposed to overthink it.
Yeah. Which one do you think Kirk or Bones would make him masturbate first with that remote?
I think definitely Kirk.
And do you think Spock's body could come without a brain?
Yeah, I mean,
I think all men come without a brain. Am I right, guys? Am I right? I'm right.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel it's like completely sensation.
Mm-hmm.
Hear about the guy who killed a doctor because the doctor made him come during a prostate exam.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'd be pretty cool with that.
You're like, thank you.
It's like, damn, even I can't hit my prostate usually. It's like way back in them walls.
Where's your tip jar, doctor?
Right. You got a Venmo?
Can I Venmo you? Yeah, just like...
and then just send him the Venmo with just like a devil face emojis.
Yeah, and then in the number to get back at me later. But yeah, it's like something that can be done. It's just like a physical sensation, not like your brain's completely unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. So, with the crew freed, Kara pleads that Spock's brain must remain connected to their computer or their civilization and all of their women. All of the... I keep on forgetting their name because it's dumb.
Yeah.
And whatever.
Whatever.
The women. The others.
The ladies.
Yeah, they're going to die. And Spock's brain must remain connected. Kirk tells Spock that he is in a black box connected by light rays to a control panel somewhere. He wonders if the sensations he's feeling means that Spock is recirculating air, running heating plants, and purifying water. Kirk asks Kara how she was able to remove Spock's brain by placing on her head a device known as the Teacher.
The Teacher.
The Teacher.
Yeah. The cruel teacher.
They place it over her head, and she suddenly speaks immediately. She admits that she does have the knowledge, but she also knows to use a phaser, which she points at Kirk, and it is set to kill. She gonna kill that boy.
She gonna kill him?
She gonna shoot that boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kara and Kirk debate over the proper disposition of Spock's brain and what to do with it. Scotty pretends to faint and distracts Kara, and they fucking have a struggle with her and get the phaser. Mm-hmm. They do violence against women. She says that...
You wanted equality? Well, here it is.
Yeah.
It's only in the form of violence.
Women's rights equals women's lefts. So... God, that was the thing they used to say on Reddit and shit. So I'm glad that shit's gone.
Yeah, not necessarily. There was a video on Twitter the other day where it's like a guy beating the crap out of a woman in a fight, and I was like, okay, well, this is
that's not cool.
You wanted equal rights, and
then you get equal lifts.
Equal lifts.
Maybe, yeah. So Kara says that the teacher will provide knowledge for 3 hours, which McCoy says would be just long enough to affect the transplant. So if he puts the teacher on, he'll be able to do the fucking brain surgery, but he only has those 3 hours. So it's a clock ticking down. It's a bomb thing. Which I don't know why he couldn't like go back and forth, put it on and off in the middle of the surgery or something.
Yeah,
they do have, transport technology that could put him back and forth immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you kind of forget like things that you do it all the time. It's like you forget. It's like, oh yeah, duh.
Yeah. So although she says she could do this if she uses the teacher, she refuses to perform the operation. McCoy points out that he has medical knowledge and should be able to use what he already knows and retain the knowledge. McCoy places the teacher on his head and receives all of the knowledge to replace the brain. When he recovers, he says, "Of course. A child could do it. A child could do it, Jim." There's some real capital A acting in this episode.
Yeah.
Kirk puts on a performance and Bones puts on a fucking performance. Scotty's charming as usual, but fucking...
And Spock just gets to sit there motionless.
Right.
He's probably like, you know what? This is going to be an easy day for me, guys.
Right. He just shows up and he's like just making fun of everyone when they flub their lines.
Yeah.
And it's like, good thing I don't have to say shit. I just have to pretend like your fucking control works there. Turns out it's a remote control butt plug, and you're like, ooh. That's what it probably is a remote control butt plug, and like Spock's brain actually never got taken. It's just this weird pet play thing that Bones and Spock do, where he like pretends like he's controlling him with a remote control butt plug, and he's like, well, you gotta grab him now there, Spock boy.
He's like, I got a good way we can win some money. They start playing people in 4-dimensional chess.
Yeah. Playing in a park in Toronto.
Yeah.
Kirk is also there for some reason.
Yeah, Kirk is also there.
A different Kirk, though. A younger Kirk.
A younger, different-looking Kirk who also has a butt plug in his ass.
Yeah. For different reasons entirely.
Yeah.
Not chess reasons.
Not chess reasons.
Never chess reasons. A child could do it. A child could do it.
A child.
I want to watch a child do it. So McCoy begins quickly restoring Spock's brain up in the medbay, using the same knowledge originally used to remove it. However, after a time, McCoy begins losing the knowledge he has gained. He exclaims in despair, I am trying to thread a needle with a sledgehammer. Which, like, it's weird that, honestly, he'd know about either of those things in this future.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they replicate all their clothes. Sledgehammer? Why would they ever need a sledgehammer in the future?
Unclear.
Yeah. So, drawing on his own medical skills, with only a few minutes left, he connects Spock's speech center, allowing Spock to speak. Spock then assists McCoy in completing the reconnection of his brain. I'll never live this down, McCoy says. This Vulcan is telling me how to operate on him.
Yeah, it's funny that Spock knows how to do it, but Bones is completely in the dark.
Well, I think maybe because Spock was connected to the same system as the teacher longer, he had more knowledge, and probably as a Vulcan can retain knowledge better than fucking old Bonesy McCoy.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting that he's able to feel his medulla oblongata working, like something that we are completely unaware of.
Right.
But it's like
I can't even feel my brain working, man.
No,
I'm not sure it is.
I don't even think there's anything up there.
No. No, you're just like the chicken running around with his head cut off. Like, you just feed yourself with a dropper every day and just continue to exist.
Yeah, I just got like old Halloween decorations up there. And just like there's a bunch of licorice for some reason.
It's a spirit Halloween.
Yeah, it's a spirit Halloween. And not even one of the good spirit Halloweens.
No, one of the ones that's put in like an old restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Like the shitty little ones.
And they're selling pit bulls out of the back. Or
yeah. Like basically they only have the Joker and Harley Quinn costumes and like different layouts.
If you ain't here for Harley or Joker, get the hell out of here. What are you doing? You're messing up my pit bull business.
Well, can I have a pit bull for Halloween? No.
Excuse me, sir. Could I have one Joker pit bull?
Well, you came to the right place, buddy.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, just like that'd be creepy. It would look like the dog from the Body Snatchers, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that has the hobo's face.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, they
pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a messed up Body Snatcher where instead of like there's an old man who's like playing a harmonica, an old homeless man who's playing a harmonica, and he has a pet dog, and they try to make a copy of his body, but instead it comes off as his face on a dog that makes harmonica noises when it barks.
That's pretty amazing.
It's absolutely horrifying.
Yeah, that sounds pretty great.
Yeah.
Which Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
The one with
like the
Donald Sutherland
60s one or whatever.
Yeah, the Donald Sutherland one.
Okay. Yeah, surprisingly I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's good.
I've been getting more into old films lately.
Yeah.
You know, there's some good stuff out there.
Give it an old watcheroo.
An old film watcheroo. God, that movie's got to be like 60 years old at least.
Yeah.
Or 50 years old.
And is it on your
Plex? It might be. I don't think it is, but it might be. I don't have a lot of old films. I just got actually like a bunch of films from the 50s and 60s that I still need to put up, like 150 of them. Yeah, there's some good old stuff out there.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, some old John Ford. like his stuff. Yeah. Some good old directors.
If it's done at an angle, it's interesting. Mm-hmm. You see Fabelmans?
Yeah, one of the few movies, probably the only Oscar movie I ever turned off.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I hated it.
So you didn't see the end with John Ford?
No, I know about it though.
Yeah.
I've heard a review or something.
Yeah, it felt kind of necessary, and just showing Steven Spielberg getting horny for his mom. So
that's I've heard he really. I mean that's what I remember from watching like the first half of the film. Is I'm like, man, he kind of. I think he wants to fuck his mom.
Yeah.
I think he really wants to plow town on his mom. I think he's got a weird Oedipal thing where he hates his dad, wants to kill him, wants to fuck his mom.
That should have been his last name in the film. It should have been like the Oedipals.
Oedipals.
It's the Oedipals.
Oh, yeah. That name, it's not convincing, is a Jewish name, though, so I don't think it works.
The Oedipalmans.
The Oedipalmans. Oedipalstein.
The Oedipalsteins.
Oedipalsteins, yeah.
Oh, I like that, yeah. Mm-hmm. That should have been the name. Mm-hmm. Or the Oedipalbergs.
Oedipalberg. Oh, that's perfect. That's way better. Oedipalberg.
Oedipalbergs. Yeah. Hey, I'm Sammy Oedipalberg.
So, Spock's brain is fully restored. Hell yeah, we love to see it, right?
Yeah.
Upon his restoration, Spock makes a speech that explains the history of this retrograde civilization and the split of the sexes. McCoy then laments, "I should have never reconnected his mouth."
I do like at this part when he's just like talking, and then like Kirk's in the background trying to turn him off.
Yeah,
he's just like he's like miming, like trying to turn him off.
Yeah, he's kind of like Spock here is kind of like the Doctor in Voyager.
Yeah,
you know, when he tries to make a speech and no one cares.
He's talking about his special interest.
He is
the newly learned history of these people, and
which I'd be fascinated in.
Yeah,
I can connect all the dots, but it's like you just had a fucking crazy adventure, like where you fucking met a new civilization, and you're like, I don't want to hear about it.
Shut up.
We don't need to know. Just type it in the computer. I'll look at it later. Send it in an email.
And what was the solution that they had for them? Lose it because they lost the brain. So it's just like, how'd their society function after that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I remember if they really had a thing. I mean, I think they were probably going to bring the men back down, use the teacher to relearn their society. Okay. Because they still have the teacher, you know.
Yeah, they have the teacher.
The teacher provides temporary information, and I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, they could have just put a caveman's brain if they just wanted to run like
the basic systems.
The basic
and stuff.
systems, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think a modern man could run a refrigerator with his fucking brain.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
Yeah.
So, that was the fucking episode. What'd you think? Yeah, this one was pretty bad, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like a lot of TOS episodes, so I'm like they do definitely like toe the line of just cheesy, and Kirk's
especially the season 3 episodes. Like this one and Mirror Mirror really stand out to me as episodes that are just like real dog shit Star Trek.
Yeah. It's just and Kirk's nowhere near one of my favorite captains.
No, and in this episode especially, he is like he's the parody of him in this episode. He's like Bones, what is happening here?
What is going on?
The women control the planet.
And they definitely make a lot of weird comments. It's like, I can definitely see the delights.
Right. Yeah. There's some creepy stuff here and there.
Yeah, it's like, I am not saying that there ain't any delights here, Captain.
It's like, these women, they all behave like children, but they're all fully grown. I kind of like that.
Why am I sexualizing them so much?
Because you're a pedophile, Jim. You're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, it's not a good episode. It's also like, because that's also what's the message here? Like, there's no like
women hold up half the sky.
Oh yeah, women be shopping. Women be shopping for new brains.
Let's talk. What's with women drivers?
Women be shopping for new brains. Yeah, like there's it's hard to kind of actually see some sort of deeper meaning or what this is even commenting on. Just like,
right, it's more of just like a horror episode kind of. Yeah, it's not very horrifying
and doesn't even really say anything on gender really. Like
No.
it's just like, okay, the men and women are separated, but for very arbitrary reasons.
Right.
Like it's and they're both kind of at the same level. So yeah, there's nothing to be commented on about that. It's just we're brains, really. I did think, like, I wonder if like this was inspired by, because like especially the last part where Spock is having his own brain operated on. I'm wondering if someone like was reading about like brain surgery and how like people can be awake for brain surgery. And
Right,
probably
right.
like probably was inspired to write this.
For a lot of brain surgeries, they want the patient to be awake because then they understand if they're like affecting the brain at all.
Yeah, and there's that scene where they're doing right finger, wrist, elbow, arm, and so showing like how in real time like you can like the person being operated on and the operator can like work in conjunction with each other. So I wonder if that's where a lot of the inspiration for this episode came from.
If I'm not mistaken, there was someone who they did brain surgery on who wanted to like play violin or something while they were getting it done, so they could make sure that their like brain wasn't affected in a way that like affected their life because they were a professional violinist or some shit.
That makes sense.
It was pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, I didn't want to like do a scratch and suddenly like, I don't know violin anymore.
It'd be so funny if like a DJ did that. He's like, "Bring me my decks."
Bring my decks. And then like and the doctor's purposely making sure they don't know how to DJ anymore. like
You're my least favorite DJ. You're a rival DJ.
yeah. It's like, let's see. Oops, and just like takes a melon baller and scoops out the entire part of the brain.
The
that
music
knows-
section of the brain.
Yeah, like I don't know what these are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can no longer make music. I guess I'll be a trance artist.
No. Yeah.
Oh.
What a horrible world we live in.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I like the porn parody of this a lot better. Sex Trek 2: The Search for Sperm.
Yeah, I feel like that actually had more commentary on gender.
And also like capitalism and stuff too. Like it actually like had a vision that was like unique, and even though it was based on this, I feel like they kind of did it better and I don't know, like there's something to be said for parody and satire, and especially when it's of really bad bullshit like this.
Yeah.
And like watching this like pretty much directly after I watched the porn parody a couple weeks ago, I don't know, it's like it's fun to see the duality, but also the places in which Sex Trek succeeded in which this did not.
Yeah, because also like in the porn parody, it gives a reason like they don't have like men, like it's just like a colony of women, and like they only need
There's 7 million women on the planet and no men.
Yeah, and so in this it gives no real concrete reason why they're even separated in the first place and what they benefit from there. Like they could have if they weren't segregated at all, it would probably made more sense.
Right. I mean, they could have. Yeah. Having the men and women separate didn't make any sense. Yeah, it really didn't, especially since both cultures were like still ignorant of a lot of things.
Yeah,
like the women knew a little bit more, but like they were still, I think, kind of part of the same species, even though they othered themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their intelligence was no greater than like the cavemen up above.
Unless they use the teacher first.
Unless they use the teacher.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm hot for teacher.
so yeah, it was kind of I was like wondering when that was going to come into play, and yeah, nothing to be said about it. So
yeah, it'd be great if the teacher was myfirstsexteacher.com.
Oh, is that a website?
Maybe. Look it up.
Look it up.
Subscribe. Follow. Like.
Use code SoyTrek at purchase.
Yeah, that won't actually work.
No, but just keep using code SoyTrek for everything. It might work eventually.
No.
You never know.
I mean, nah. Yeah.
Law of averages.
Yeah, actually, go to soytrek.com and use coupon code SoyTrek to pay 100% on your order.
Yeah.
That's
Pay full price at order.
Yeah, right.
And the way you put the code in is say it at the screen as you're purchasing.
0.003 digits off.
Yeah.
Oh.
just go soy trick and then hit buy.
Right. We'll know. I mean, you know what? No matter what, like, I have never sent out, I don't think, a single Soy Trek order without extras. So no matter what, you always get more than what you're paying for.
Exactly.
When you buy at soytrek.com.
So that's why, and it's because people say soy trek at purchase. They say it out loud.
Yeah.
And you
know.
hear it.
I feel it. I'm
it.
like Spock's brain. I'm like kind of omniscient within this one underground lair that I'm running.
Yeah.
That sucks, man. this episode is dumb. It doesn't explain enough exactly how this happened and why it happened and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it also makes sense why they can't. They needed. I guess they needed like a smart brain. That's why they needed Spock's brain.
Right, and it was like It's weird that they knew that he was like smart and like also.
But also he gained knowledge while being the brain for them. So it's just like, so wouldn't just any brain also gain that knowledge when connected?
Very good question.
And so even if they used a caveman brain, the caveman brain would be smart enough to run things.
You'd think. Or maybe they wanted a brain that could also teach the system something and teach the teacher more things. I don't know, man.
Who teaches the teacher?
Yeah. My first sex teacher.
MyFirstSexTeacher.com. Use code SoyTrek at purchase
For 0% off.
for 0% off. To create an error message that says that code does not exist.
Yeah. That's the real prize.
That's the real prize.
It's the
you
error
get that,
message.
yeah, they get that error message. Code does not exist. And
Yeah.
It's like, ooh yeah.
Yeah. That's better than saving money. Knowing I was wrong. It'll be humble. It's a humbling experience.
Yeah, yeah. We all need to be humble a little. We need to have that sort of like thing that kind of grounds us.
Yeah, like for in this episode, it was Bones not knowing how to replace a brain. That dumb piece of shit. That fucking idiot motherfucker.
And he was pretty.
Who doesn't know how to do that?
He was pretty open about his that gap in his knowledge.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what?
God damn it, Jim! I know how to put on fucking band-aids. I'm a doctor, not a real doctor.
But I could imagine if he was prideful, like about that, it would just like he would just killed Spock. Like,
Of course I know how to do it, Jim. It's like opening a can of soup, you dumb shit. Oh God, what am I doing?
They're just like falling out like piles of ramen all over the floor.
Oh no, it's okay. That part's not necessary. No.
there's just wet slaps hitting the floor. They're just pieces of loose brain. He's like, oh, that's normal. That's normal.
Well, like he's cutting the fat from a piece of brisket.
Like one of a random stray dog that's on the ship comes up and starts eating.
God damn it, get away, Fido, you son of a bitch.
Damn it, Scruffles, you're supposed to stay in your damn kennel.
You too, Sulu.
You too, Sulu.
Get back in there with him, you dog, you dirty fucking fuck dog, you fuck pig.
He turns up just actually uses like a Jello mold. Puts that in Spock's brain.
Yeah. I imagine Vulcans kind of have brains for Jello.
Yeah, I can
That's
see
why
that.
they only have sex once every 7 years.
Yeah, that's another thing where they messed up. I would have liked to see the brain.
Yeah.
We did not
definitely.
see the brain.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
I bet a Vulcan brain is all veiny like a Snickers bar or a big hard dick.
I was wondering if it would be green.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that because it's all up in some green blood and shit. Yeah. And also, like, how do they power this brain and keep it, like, supplied with blood?
Yeah.
Also, especially Vulcan blood?
Yeah, I feel like it's complete. Like, using an alien brain that their society is not familiar with, like, there would have been all sorts of complications.
Well, yeah, because he needs half human, half Vulcan blood to keep that brain supplied with blood, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Come on. They didn't think things through for this episode.
Unless they drained his blood when they took the brain. I guess that could work.
Yeah, maybe. But he had full blood. He was fine. Otherwise, it's missing the brain.
Yeah.
Unless, yeah.
My God, Bones, what have they done with him?
They took all of his brain and all of his cum. All of his fucking cum.
All the cum,
They
damn it.
drain his balls, Jim. We need to get that cum back.
Yeah.
I want that Spock pudding.
I want the Spock pudding back where it belongs. In my mouth.
Where?
Yeah.
Yeah, that episode was a solid 2 out of 10.
Yeah,
maybe 3 if I'm generous.
Yeah, because the Voyager episode where they steal the brains to power their computer makes way more sense why they would have to steal.
Well, because
brains.
they're on a neural network.
They're on a neural network. Yeah, it's
that are kind of like brains.
yeah. So they need brains to keep it powered.
Brains.
And this is just like, we needed to run our facilities for the women.
Wouldn't it be? I think a better way they could have gone with this is if the women were zombies. And they're like, we stole it because we're hungry.
We need brains.
Yeah.
Brains.
And like they have to put like a third of Spock's brain back in because that's all that's left. It is just like the sex center. And Nurse Chapel is like, oh boy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, every single day is time for
Spock cock.
Spock cock.
Spock cock.
Spock cock. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a solid 2 out of 10, I'd say.
Yeah. This episode didn't need to be made.
Yeah, I don't revisit TOS that much.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, me neither. But I'm gonna read Mark Cushman's book and watch all the episodes along with it. I think that'll be fun.
That'd be really fun. Yeah, I need to put the purchase in. I got paid today, so I can make my book purchases.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Well, I think that's a great place for us to leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging with us, Soyagers. Be well, travel safe. And don't watch this episode. It fucking sucks a dong, man.
It does. It's only notable for Spock's penis being taken out in the porn parody, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all, thanks for trekking with us, soy boys, girls, and otherworldly beings.
Hang dong and shocker.